Bitch, listen up. Now, for today's topic, I'm going to have to ask one of y'all to close the door because there may be some little cheerings walking by down the hallway. And the topic of conversation is adults only. This is when the hunted becomes the hunter. Now, I was looking on marriage.com and I saw this article. I thought, okay, what are they talking about? This is why they say you should never hunt somebody. Now, I think that, I have my obvious reasons why you don't hunt, but I also hunt. I want to seek out who could possibly be worthy. Okay? That's what your hunt should be. I'm looking for somebody worthy enough to hunt me. That means you're going to go to places where you can be hunted by the proper people. You're not going to go look for somebody to hunt you at the strip club. No, the guys are there hunting for the baddest stripper. They're not looking for a wife. They probably got a wife at home while he's at the strip club. But when men are trying to hunt, you have to make sure, number one, you're a good catch. People go to Africa, I'm like, I'm going to go to Africa, do a safari. Well, are they hunting for big game or small game? I'm hunting for big game. Like, if you know your standard, you know what you can take, you know what you can deal with. I know I can deal with a man who's a whore. Yeah. I like a good man. I like a man that's got a whole lot of notches on his belt. I'm sorry, it may not sound great, but I need a man who's been around the block at least 400 times. Because that man usually has a lot of swagger, a lot of game, a lot of conversation. He knows his role with women, and the women love him. Nobody wants somebody that nobody else wants, so that's good. So after that, not only does he need to be the biggest pimp, but I also need a guy who's good looking. Yes, looks matter to me. They do. I'm a looks person. I can't help it. But you know what? The reality is, ugly men love me because I'm nice. So if you're nice, you may have a guy that may not be as very attractive to you, but he's doing everything else for you. You can go ahead and get with him. Get with him because you may learn to love him. And there may be something about him that you like more that you didn't see on the surface. Give him a chance. Because guess what? I had a friend of mine, and if you're listening, you're going to know who you are. She said, I only date ugly men. I said, why do you only date ugly men? Because then I don't have to worry about their asses being in the mirror more than me. And I know that they will love me more than I love them. I was like, ooh, that's interesting. I said, but I don't want to have kids with an ugly man. I don't want to curse my kids. She's like, oh, yeah, but honey, let me tell you something. I don't want to be running after them. I said, okay. Well, I'm not like that. To each his own. I need somebody good looking because since I feel like if I know that I like to spend on my man, he got to look good. I'm not about to sponsor a monster. I don't sponsor monsters. So there's certain guys that get certain things. So just like if you're a guy that's dating a woman that's got a bag of her own, he's usually going to be a good looking guy with good credit. I'm just sorry. A woman like me is going to want a man who's got his loot, his looks. The bedroom is fine. Better than fine. Better than fine. And he don't have no outside kids because I don't need no baby mama all up in my business. Those are my standards. Fine, good looking, paid, no baby mama. So I hit the mother load with my husband. Now you may not all get all those things, but you also have to be the type of woman that if you're looking for those things, do you have those same things to offer? You are attracting what you're putting out there. Are you putting out there, I don't care about my skin? Well, you're going to get a bumpy faced man. Are you putting out there, I don't care about my body? Well, you're going to get a chubby wubby. Are you putting out there, I don't care about credit, I just got to spend it all on whatever? Well, then you're going to get a broke man that likes to spend every paycheck on beer every Friday. So you put out what you get back. So if I put out success, sexy, and happy, then I need to meet a man who's successful, happy, and sexy. Put out what you want. And if you got to ask your man for money, that ain't the man for you. If you don't have enough money already, you don't have the job for you. And maybe you need to switch your profession. And if you're in a position where it's just no hope for you switching your job, you're not going to like this. You got to work on your look. Because there are some men out there that will cake a broke bitch in a heartbeat. Yeah, you got to do all kind of crazy sexual things, but you'll get the bag. I'm just saying, standards go with how much you have to offer. You can raise your standard up higher and higher and higher and higher based upon what you bring into the table. Now, my standard is extremely high because I offer a lot to the table. I don't know anybody who would not want to get with a woman who is financially independent, financially successful, and academically successful. I'm just saying. I didn't say looks. I said I got my money, I got a good job, and I've invested a lot of money. So I'm going to be rich on retirement. That's what you need to be concerned about is what's his retirement plan looking like? What is your retirement plan looking like? Are you spending everything at Chanel? Don't have Chanel going broke on you. You would be like, uh-oh, I got a Chanel bag, but you could have bought a CD with that. I mean, I'm just saying, you could get an IRA. There are ways that you can spend your money. If a man sees you investing your money and spending it the right way, then he will drip you. Because he already knows, if anything happens to me, my baby gonna have my back financially. That's what men want. Men want security as well. Men want a woman who can take care of home if something goes down at the job. It is so unfair for women to put unnecessary pressure on a man that he has to pay for all the bills by himself. Take care of every single dollar that comes in is from the man. That's not right. That's not America. That's not life. That's not a happy marriage. Nobody wants anybody that's like a leech sucking them dry, that every time you need some money, it's got to come from one source. I have 3 different income streams. 3. My husband said, babe, you know what, man, you've always been a great earner. I said, yeah, baby, you too. I'm always going to get the bag. I'm going to get the bag independent of my husband. That's why we're still married. Because my husband knows at any moment, and now if you have your kids in the room, tell them to get out. At any moment of any day, his wife always has fuck you money. Fuck you money is, fuck you, I don't need this job. I got money. Fuck you, I don't need this man. I got money. That's the kind of life I live. I live in the fuck you money state at all times. Well, if you have fuck you money, you have freedom, which means you can do anything you want. You can be with anybody you want. And that man that knows you have fuck you money will never leave your side. Because guess what? He understands that with that same fuck you money, you have his back. So if he's on the plantation and he needs to tell Massa, fuck you, he can say, fuck you, Massa. I don't have to work because my bitch got it. You're more of a catch if you have your own money. You're more of a catch if you have fuck you money. You're more of a catch if your man knows that you're stable. You can take care of the house if something goes down. If he had to go to prison, you're not going to end up foreclosed. If he didn't have his job anymore, you're not going to be put out on the street. If something happened and he died, lo and behold, you could still take care of the kids. He wouldn't have to worry. Men want peace of mind with their woman. They want you to shut the fuck up and stop complaining. And they want you to stop spending up all the money on dumb stuff unless you got your own bag. And they want you to invest in yourself, your own happiness, before you start asking them to invest in you. And when you invest in yourself, that means I'm getting my credit straight. That means I got to sell off some of this dumb stuff that I done been buying. I got to sell some of them bags I got from them other dudes. I got to get my money right. When your man sees you becoming more financially fit, more financially sound, worrying about saving $1, more thinking about your future, then he can think of being married to you, because you cannot build a marriage on crumbs. You want to be sitting at the table. You want to be sitting at the adult table. Men are thinking, what will this marriage look like with this woman? Is she going to be in the mall all the time? Am I going to be the only one who's working? Will your man have to be so stressed out on a daily basis because you're spending it more than he can make it? Are you spending everything on dumb stuff? Are you making your man feel like he doesn't make enough money? No, he makes enough money. He just doesn't make enough money for you to be spending it up on dumb stuff when you don't have any money to put in the bank account. Because here's how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to put away 10% of all that you make. Every time you get a check in, put 10% away. All right? 10% of all your incomes. The other 10%, I mean, you could put 10% to tithes. I don't tithe like I should. I give lump sums of money. But, you know, when I put my 10% away, I put that money away and I like to pop it into a quick CD real quick. So in 6 months later, I'll grow more money. That's how I do. I like to roll around my loot. So if I'm rolling my loot around and my conversations with my man are about, ooh, guess what? In about 6 days, my CD's gonna mature, baby. If you're thinking that, or like, oh, guess what? Guess what my IRA is worth now? Oh, guess what this is worth now? Oh, guess what this? Well, then your man is going to be more interested in having conversations with you because he knows, oh, you're about the bag. And you're not about so much getting his bag. Y'all supposed to be getting the bag together. How can you make a home? How can you make a marriage if it's only one person putting in all the money? No woman And here's where I do get gender specific. No woman should be married to a man that doesn't have a job, period. Do I need to pause right there? No woman needs to be married to a man that doesn't have a job. Unless he just got fired from his good, consistent pay after being there for 10, 15, 20 years, and he's got benefits that are still matriculating in his account. Don't marry a dude that's starting off with no job. Don't marry a guy whose job is your job. I watched Love and Hip Hop Miami and saw that Shay's brother was kind of a lackey, and he was getting with La Negra Mata, whatever the Spanish black girl's name is. And she was like, your ex-girlfriend told me that you're a loser, that all you do is never have a job. And even when she was having a hard time paying the bills, you still refuse to get a job. If you're laying on your back, or if you're bending over, if you got jaw problems, and he doesn't have a job, you're a dumb bitch. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean. But there ain't no way you can be gainfully employed and you have a job and you got benefits and he's living on you. You know why? Because that, my friends, is the quintessential essence of a bitch ass Negro. All right. I just had to put it to you that way. That's a little bit of hard truth. I know how you feel about it. Well, everybody, sometimes he's in between jobs. Well, catch him when he's got the next job. Anybody that's in between jobs, what are they between? The last job and the next job? That's everybody at every moment of every day, because at every moment of every day, you're about to get fired. At any moment, you can get fired. You'll be between jobs. So if your man is between jobs for like 6 months or a year or 5 years, and he seems to be such a great catch, and he's so attentive. He's always cooking for you. He's always cleaning up the house. He's always taking care of your kids with somebody else. He's always mowing the lawn. He's always doing the laundry. He's because he's acting like your bitch. Because you're out there acting like the man out there working. I'm going to need him to go be a greeter at Walmart before he decides to come in and get his dick sucked without having a job. Now, I hope that you've enjoyed this ratchet session of Girl Get Your Act Together, but I needed to tighten some of you up. Don't cake a man, all right? You only spend on a man if he has earned it and he's not expecting it. Remember, earned, not expected. Women, you need to earn the dollar too. Don't expect him to do it. But if you're like me, you got to say it out the gate what your standards are. And then, are you willing to do this or not? They can say yes or no. Be ready for him to say no. If he says no, be like, okay, I understand. I'll see you later. Never worry. Okay, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Girl Get Your Act Together. I try to tighten you all the way up. It's not always about the bag unless you can buy the bag with your own bag of money. Do you have your own bag? Get out of his bag and get your own bag. I know, don't be a hag, don't be an ag, and then you'll get the bag. Y'all like that rhyme? All right, bye everybody. For those of you women out there, I've been in this situation. Don't be embarrassed. It could happen to you.